Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video. This video will be talking about XDefiant and more importantly the article that recently came out regarding Tom Henderson reporting on XDefiant, basically saying that if they don't turn things around by season 3, Ubisoft might cut off support, and in turn that may lead to the downfall of XDefiant. Apparently, if you read the article, although the game had such a strong launch and Ubisoft was proud of that, give it like we're already like 6 weeks later, almost like 2 months later, and they have been seeing a decline in item shop sales, player retention, to the point that across all platforms they can't even retain 20,000 players. All of that is not looking so good, and I feel like there are some ways to improve on that, because don't get me wrong, XDefiant is a good game, but despite it being a good game, it does somewhat has its flaws. And I feel like if the XDefiant team do want to have a strong footing, they may have to change things up. One of the things I was going to bring up in this video was more maps, but honestly, when I really thought about it, there's other stuff that can be put into this game that will be a lot more effective than adding maps, because everyone has a particularly favorite map. Think of it like playing Call of Duty and Rush shows up in the playlist, or Nuketown. No matter what, any other map will show up, but the second Nuketown shows up, everyone will vote for it because it's the best map, or basically everyone will vote for their most favorite map. So adding more maps will just dilute the map pool, but won't really retain player attention unless it's a new map. People will be excited about it at first and then pretty much move on and go back to just trying to get their favorite map in the map pool. But yeah, some of these things I'm going to list, and to make sure that I am serious about this video, I will take the time to add in some, time slots so you can switch between which one you want to see. Starting first, a PS4, Xbox One port. I know they say they discontinued this one, but honestly, and it's not something I'd say they have to get started, because they pretty much have until season 3 to turn things around, and I doubt they can squeeze out a port in that short amount of time. But honestly, not many people are actually going next gen or current gen these days, and they have no reason to, with the cost of everything going up. And these days, a lot of people are just sticking to what they have, which is a PS4, an Xbox One. Hell, some of them will just stick to PC, but you know where I'm getting at with this. Basically, some people are refusing to upgrade, so there are some players that would play XDefiant, but the fact that it's only a current gen title is keeping some of them from trying it out. That's players that could be playing this game, but unfortunately they're not. This next part, I'll just put together a better weapon grind system. As it is, it's basically 400 levels per match, and if anything, the only one that progresses the faster are secondaries, but even then, 400 levels in total, and the only real way to properly grind is by playing team deathmatch. Any other mode, and you can see yourself going up 2-4 levels higher if you decide to start ignoring the objective and going purely for kills, because that's the only objective or the only way to get XP towards a weapon. The way I want to see it is they should kind of hurry up on the whole weapon objective score thing. So playing the objective gives you XP towards your weapon. On top of that, maybe start adding in, like how there's always daily challenges, maybe add it to where, completing those, the XP also transfers over to the weapon that you're currently using. I know this can maybe soften the blow, but more than likely to, for player retention, make people feel accomplished for going out of the way to try a new gun, because it's been 2 months, and honestly, I've only seen people using the MP7 and the ACR at level 400. You can kind of tell by the camo that's on the gun. Some people will just grind a specific gun and never use anything else. So I would say, in a sense, until they kind of get this weapon XP properly, they should probably just leave on a permanent double XP, not a weekend, just from now until season 3, until they get everything together, everything like from objective and everything like that, because they're just going to add more weapons, and that's going to be new things to grind for. But until then, whatever we have now, because we pretty much have another month before this season ends and season 2 starts. But until then, all I can say is they should just leave it with a double weapon XP. Another thing too is a prestige system. There are people that put a lot of time into this game to the point that they hit level 100, but it honestly doesn't even feel that rewarding. It just kind of feels like your level is just constantly going up and there's no reward. It'd be nice if they made it so, you can trade in, maybe cap the levels at 100, or, maybe within each time stones 100, you get a prestige something. And while realistically your account level stays at 100, your in-game level will reset back to 1 and you have to re-earn everything again. Similar to how most other shooters do it these days. That way some people feel more obligated to, okay, I already maxed out my weapon. I'll go ahead and prestige just to see if what I get, like a new basically something that can reward a player for sticking it through and maxing out their level. Next, a lot of people don't seem to be big fans of the abilities in this game. I don't mind it, but I can see how some people may be finding annoying. But they should also make a playlist where the abilities are disabled. Make it strictly boots on the ground, where the only thing you have is you pick your faction, and you still technically get to keep your ultimate, but you have to earn that. But past that, you just get a lethal and that's it. If you press L1, nothing happens. So say you're playing Libertad and you get shot. Well, now you still get the passives of every faction, but you don't get their abilities, just the ultimate and the passives. And I feel like that would actually make it easier for people that don't want to be using abilities, or people that get annoyed by things like the spider bot. Another thing they should add too is some party modes. Again, it's kind of as much, like I said, this game's fun, but sometimes the modes can be a bit stressful and less fun, especially with people still, for some reason, chasing metas and whatnot. So what I would suggest is more party modes. Things like gun game, one in the chamber if they can manage. Actually, one in the chamber could actually work if everyone just had the echelon pistol. But that could actually work. And until they introduce a crossbow, no sticks and stones. We can add an infected mode. Things like that. Little things that, if people are tired of grinding weapons, or say they basically just had a rough match, they can just switch to a party mode and just kind of cool off a bit. Just something that to, kind of alleviate the sweatiness that this game sometimes will have. And then lastly, they just need to add a small map playlist. They already have Arena and just recently Rockefeller. If they start releasing more small maps, maybe instead of making it a map pool, like throwing it in the map pool with the other things like what's it called, Pueblito, I can't remember that one map, to something Heights. But basically just making it in the main map pool. Maybe make it like a small map playlist, so that if people just want to grind on maps that are really fast paced because of how small they are, give them the option to. Imagine if they basically got on and the only maps were Arena, Rockefeller, what's it called? I wouldn't count Dumbo as one, but you see what I mean. Just the smallest maps possible, fast paced. Give them that option, and I'm pretty sure that will draw people in, because there are some people that some maps are good, some maps are so spacious that parts of the maps go unexplored. And I feel like a small map playlist could actually help the game more out with people that just want a faster pace experience. And finally, to wrap this whole video up, and it's the biggest one that I'd save for last because it's one that's commonly being brought up, it's to fix the netcode. While it is already good as it is, and I feel like it's a lot better than what it originally was, there are still times where I get shot when I'm running for cover, when some bullets don't register right away. And with how fast paced this game is, the netcode even being off by a split second, it's noticeable. And for more people that are more used to games that have a better netcode, it can really deter them from sticking around in the long run. A bonus thing I want to add too is melee weapons. I know I just figured I just add that in there because it'd be fun just to kind of run around. Like I said, with how fast paced this is, and imagine if they kept the running speed of having a secondary. I can see melee weapons being like a little troll thing for people that just want to have fun. Anyways, that about does it for the video. I figured I was going to just cover the video and call it a day, but to be honest, I'd rather go the extra mile. I really do care about this game and really do hope to the XDefiant team pulled through and can bring people back. But yeah, there's just some things holding this game back that I felt like needed to be discussed in the video. And like I said, hopefully I don't see them coming across this video and taking any of this to heart, because some of this stuff may be difficult. But with Bomb coming in season 2 when it was supposed to come out in season 1, Ubisoft laying more and more people off the XDefiant team, it's become such a... It's pretty much starting to look like the cards are stacked against them, and I really don't want this game to go, because it's one of the few games where there's no skill-based matchmaking, and it's one of those fun games where I don't need to constantly sweat. I'm not punished for doing good. I'm actually rewarded for slowly improving and getting better at a game. And besides, if we end up, what's it called? How do you say it? If we let XDefiant die, that's going to just leave Call of Duty, and I don't know what other shooters out there, but the less competition there is for Call of Duty, the less chance of that game franchise ever improving. I do plan on replaying the Black Ops 6 beta because I'm on my proper setup now. But at the same time, I don't think it's a good idea to, or I don't think it's smart to basically try to wish that XDefiant goes away or anything like that. It has the potential. It's just, they kind of had a quick success, and then unfortunately it kind of went away so quickly, and with their numbers, with the dev numbers dwindling, it's making it difficult for them to get the game in a shape where people do want to come back and play. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment what you think about XDefiant in its current state, if you have any ideas, because I did try to think of a few. It's just the only thing that comes to mind is just the netcode and just more playlists that, basically just more playlists that can draw people that don't want to play a certain game mode. Everyone eventually gets tired of team deathmatch. Everyone, just add more stuff that can draw the casual players in, because leaving it as is, it kind of just draws in sweats, and all sweats do is scare off the casuals. You can kind of see how that kind of goes. Or honestly, and I hate to be this kind of person, I would say, actually, that's going to have to be an idea for another video, but I'll go into details. But it might involve bringing skill-based matchmaking into XDefiant, unfortunately, when I really think about it. But that's something I have to really think about before I just kind of spew it here. But again, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like. All my socials will be in the description. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you later, everyone.